This video will show how to inspect and operate an aerial platform boom lift. We will use a daily boom lift inspection checklist to go over all the items. Start by putting the date and the equipment number on the form. You will find the equipment number on the machine and it will look something like this. The first item on the checklist is tires and wheels. Take a walk around and look at all the wheels and the tires to see if they're in good shape. If everything looks good, check it off your list as OK. Next on the list is placards, warnings, and control markings. Take a look at the machine to see that all warnings and placards are legible. These last two signs are very important. Never put gasoline in a machine that runs off of diesel. It will really hurt the engine. Check all control panel emblems. Familiarize yourself with each control so you know what each of them do before operating the machine. We will go over what all these controls do later. Check all hydraulic lines and hoses and fittings for leaks. Next, let's check the battery condition. Look for any loose cables or corrosion. Now let's check the fluid levels. This hydraulic fluid level seems to be low. Note it on your checklist and inform your supervisor. Check the fuel level by looking through the transparent fuel tank. This looks like about a quarter of a tank. To check the oil level, pull the dipstick out to see where the oil level registers. The oil level here is fine. Next, we will make sure the operator's manual is here. It is usually located in a waterproof enclosure within the man basket. Now check the man basket or work platform. Be sure there are no loose or missing parts. Let's be sure it is in overall good condition. Check the entry gate to be sure it returns to the closed position. Check the load capacity and note it on the form. This weight limit is not to be exceeded by the total of all people, tools, and material. Check the hour meter and enter that number on your form. Check all control switches and levers. Be sure that they return to their neutral position when released. Before moving the equipment, check for any objects or materials around you. And then next we will do an operations check of the machine. At any time the work platform is rotated too far behind the steering wheels, the drive enable function kicks in. At this point, you will need to push the button either way, or else the machine will not move. Remember, now your control levers work in reverse. Before getting on the machine, we will check all functions from the ground controls. With the engine running, push the tilt sensor with your hand. There should be an alarm to tell you there's a tilt. Now we will check and review the control functions from the work platform. You must wear proper fall protection when in the man basket, which includes harness and lanyard. This is the start switch. From the man basket, start the machine and make sure the emergency stop button works. This joystick controls the steering and forward and reverse. Left or right will turn the front wheels, and forward and backwards controls forward and reverse. This is also the speed control, so the amount you push on it determines how fast it will move. None of these functions will work without first stepping on the foot switch. With this control, left to right will rotate the turntable. Forward and reverse lifts or lowers the main boom. Once the main boom is lifted more than a couple of feet, the slow speed control is activated. Check to make sure that this function works properly. This middle joystick operates the secondary boom. It gives you extra height and will give you more clearance around the machine when in tight areas. This switch operates a small jib at the end of the boom. You can level the basket with this switch and rotate just the basket here. This rabbit switch controls the idle speed. If for some reason the machine dies or will not start, this auxiliary switch will bring you down safely. Hold this button down while using any of the other controls. Okay, that about wraps up our inspection. Let's put the checklist away somewhere safe and watertight so it'll be there for the next use. Now, let's get to work.